But it's only just begun.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy QuestX, and this is going to be my my thoughts on the Paulie mallinaggi situation, dealing with Conor McGregor and the sparring, and was he knocked down or wasn't he knocked down? And I'm going to take a different approach to it. I'm going to talk about the people who are involved in this whole situation and why I have continuously warned people about Conor McGregor, about the people who are his handlers, about just the racist organization that is the UFC in general. And I don't know how to make it any clearer. Paulie mallinaggi deserves the shit that he's getting right now. He is too respected, too brilliant of a boxing mind. I think he's one of the best boxing commentators today, and for the life of me, can't see why he would go and do this, other than the fact that, yes, he is employed by Showtime, and this would be some further promotion for the fight. But thinking about it retrospectively, Paulie mallinaggi should have known what was going to happen, okay? Paulie mallinaggi is not a heavy hitter. He is, like I said, a brilliant boxing mind, but he's not ever going to be somebody in sparring or in the ring professionally. Is not going to be somebody who's going to be able to hurt you, okay? He was brought into this camp to make Conor McGregor look good, to not put too much hurt on him, all right? I think that says a lot about Conor McGregor, and I think if you are rooting for Conor McGregor in the Floyd Mayweather fight, you need to second guess that shit, because boxing is different from MMA, okay? And you need to rigorously push yourself in training camp, okay, to be able to deal with 12 hard rounds professionally. This is why, if you've seen the photos of Floyd Mayweather, he looks ridiculous shape already. He is training no matter what the man says. I've always said this. Floyd Mayweather mastered the art of, I'm going to show you this while I'm doing that. Floyd is training ridiculously hard for Conor McGregor, which is why many people who are boxing experts predict him to thoroughly outbox and probably knock Conor McGregor out. Now you guys would say, well, Floyd doesn't have the punching power. Well, again, when you mention power, punching power, I know what kind of fan you are. But boxing people who have been watching this sport as long as I've been watching this sport, and even longer, they know that knockouts don't often come with just one shot, especially in the lower weights. It comes from the accumulation of shots. So I digress. Let's go back to Paulie mallinaggi. Onto him, he should have known why he was brought in. Aside from helping promote the fight, this is what happens when you deal with trailer trash. I've constantly said that Conor McGregor is a trash individual. I've constantly said the dude is on some racial bullshit. I've constantly said that the guy is a fucking liar. I've constantly said that this is what you deal with when you deal with unprofessional individuals, okay? The UFC, no disrespect to the diehard UFC fans, okay? This is not incumbent on MMA. I'm talking about specifically the UFC, run by Dana White, is a racist organization. They are a trash organization. Dana White constantly robs his fighters, okay? These guys put their lives on the line every time they get into the ring, constantly disrespects fighters of different colors, and they elevated this trash individual. And again, this is not me trying to get down on the diehard Conor McGregor fans. Listen, if you guys want to love him because it's you're supporting your countryman, go ahead, by all means, do it. But the dude is a trash individual. What did you expect, Paulie mallinaggi? What did you expect? The man has no respect for another sport where guys give their lives to. Okay, wasn't it somebody in MMA who died? Wasn't that the excuse why Conor McGregor was so off in the first Nate Diaz fight? Right? or was it the second one? Again, I don't really watch MMA like that. I really don't. But I'm just sitting there saying, listen, the man constantly shits on the art and the science that is boxing. This is why he's going to get his ass whipped. And people can't understand why some of us in the boxing community keep saying it's a meaningless fight. It's a pointless fight. Because we know the outcome. Anything other than 78 Sports TV said it best is a fix. And we know this. You don't take a guy who's been fighting his whole entire life, practicing and perfecting a craft his whole entire life, and a guy who comes in and has never once fought professionally in stand-up classic boxing, beat the pretty much arguably best in his generation, defensively and offensively fighter. Come on now, let's stop. Cut this out. Now I know this video may attract a couple weirdos, who will say, oh, well, you just don't want to see Conor McGregor getting the success and blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that, okay? The man is a trash individual. I sit here and say, I know a lot of people sit there and say, yeah, the promotion leading up to the fight it was all Mayweather planned it, and Mayweather this and Mayweather that. But the man went along with it. So that shows you who he is. So I want you to explain to me all the other racist rhetoric he does in the UFC. You can't. Because at the end of the day, Paulie mallinaggi should have known better than to sit there and than to lay with snakes. Because this is what you're going to get. You're going to get bitten. So at the end of the day, do I feel bad for Paulie mallinaggi in this situation? No. I personally feel Paulie has been acting a bit strange ever since the Ward fight. But I'm going to just, give him a little break on this. He was being an idiot by trying to help out this piece of shit in Conor McGregor. But at the end of the day, you live and you learn. It's your boy Quest X. I'm out. Peace.